Okay, we are now ready to finish this project up and get it turned in. The last thing we want to do is we want to add a color to our background here. So we're going to first start a new layer, and we will double click on that and call it background or background color, either or. Okay, so we want the color for this background to go just back here behind the star and Mario and Luigi. So going to our magic wand again, making sure that sample all layers is checked, we're going to just click behind Mario and Luigi. Now when we do that, you'll notice that some spaces get trapped, like right here. So you need to hold Shift and select all those little trapped spaces that are in the background. Zoom in if you need to. Okay, it looks like I got everything. When you do this step, remember to be careful to make sure that you're getting only the white area and not selecting on either the gray line or the black line anywhere. Okay, so with that done, I'm going to now choose a color for my background, and I can do that up here on my color picker panel up here. So whatever I want to choose, it could be anything, and you can play around with this. So let's say I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to choose this turquoise color. There's your gamut warning, by the way. If you're trying to keep everything in gamut, you can click on that. Then we will be going to our paint bucket, which is bundled with the gradient tool, and just dumping down color. Now, the first time you do that, just go around and make sure that the color went everywhere you needed it to go. Some of the tricky spots are right here, right here. You've got 3 little spots here, 1 here, and 1 here. So make sure those are all covered and that none of the color is going on the gray outline of that star. Now, if you're not happy with this color, just don't deselect yet and find another color and try it. So you can pretty much play around with this as much as you'd like to until you find something that you like. All right, now I'm noticing when I'm doing this that that one is not taking for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. Okay. So if that happens, you may need to go back and click on those. I am using my rule for CS5 where during CS5 the tip of the paint pouring out right there needed to be in the area, but now with CC that little black arrow needs to be in the area. So if you are a CS5 or CS6 user, you may need to get used to having that little black arrow there. Okay, so when you change colors, you will need to go in and select those separately. Okay, I kind of like this green, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with that. At this point, I can Command D to deselect, and I'm going to do a final check before I turn this in, and I will be turning it in through MyConnect. So first of all, you should have 5 layers. So check and count your layers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your size and resolution, go up to image size, and your size and resolution should be 6 inches wide by 4 inches tall, and you should have a resolution of 300 pixels per inch. So go ahead and check that. I think you've already checked that a couple times. You should have a star with a 2-color gradient, and you should have a Mario and Luigi layer with all their color on there, and a highlighting and shading layer with the highlight and shade on there. Next, I want you to check your layers one by one, and you can do this by turning them off. So if I turn the visibility of my background color off, that should disappear, and only that should disappear. Now I'm turning off the highlight and shading layer. Now the Mario and Luigi layer, and finally the star layer. My line drawing layer, which is the only thing turned on right now, should have no color on it. The next thing I'd like you to do is turn these layers on one by one. So star, and you should only see the star color appear. Then Mario and Luigi. Then highlight and shading. This is going to look kind of funny, but that's what it looks like. And then the background color. Okay, so each layer should only have color for what it is representing, and then you can turn it all back on. And then finally, I want you to check and make sure that your layers are all named properly. Your names do not have to match my names exactly. They only have to make sense for what is on the layer. So for example, if you wanted to call your star layer Starburst or something else, then you're welcome to do that. Okay, so as long as it makes sense for what is on the layer, you're going to be good with that. You want to do a final file save. Okay, and you will be turning this in as a PSD file. After you've turned this in as a PSD file to MyConnect, you're going to then come back and save it as a JPEG to turn it into Artsonia, but there will be another video for you to watch on that. Okay, so now that you have that saved, you're going to close this. You're going to go back into MyConnect, and I want you to review your notes and take your quiz. And then one more thing before you turn that project in, you'll have a link right here for that. You're going to go down to resources and there's a Mario and Luigi project points PDF. I want you to look at that. And that is going to show you where all your points are coming for this project. All right, so you'll see you get 10 points for having a correct file name, your last name, then your first name, then the name of the project, and remember whatever you want to call that is fine. Your file size and resolution for each of your layers, for the proper naming of your layers, and then there are 20 points for overall design and quality. Okay, and that comes up to 100 points. Now, you'll notice that there's an optional extra credit, 10 points. Most projects will have an optional project that you can do for 10 points. In that case, you'll be turning in 2 projects instead of 1. Okay, so if I go to the Mario and Luigi project turn-in, you will click on that. Now my view is a little bit different because I have a teacher's view, but you're going to have a prompt for you to turn your project in. So click on that, or to upload it. So click on that. Find your project, and you want to make sure you're grabbing your PSD file. In fact, this will only accept a PSD file. But notice it is worth 100 points. That is a lot of points, and it's basically your test grade for this module. So it's really important that you do this important step and get it submitted through MyConnect. All right, next you will be watching the video for Artsonia and how to save and upload to Artsonia.